Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, the one and only, the true and living legend, Hunter J23 of Independent Scene Podcast. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's gonna be tuning in, that's gonna be watching this episode. It's definitely gonna be dope. Tonight, we got a really special dope guest in the building. She is a Grammy-nominated artist. She's a singer-songwriter, producer, engineer. She does the whole nine, y'all. So, with that being said, I'm talking about none other than the true one, the one and only, Imani Pressley. Guys, this has been a long time coming, and I'm so honored to have her in the building with us. We're definitely gonna get lit in here. It's gonna be dope. Invite your friends, invite your family, the whole 9 yards. I appreciate y'all for always rocking with your boy, because you don't have to. You could be anywhere else, but you choose to be here in the building with yours truly. So, like I said, welcome everybody. What's up, mama? Like I said, we are talking with Imani Pressley tonight. It is going to be lit. This is going to be her first time on the podcast. I hope this won't be the last time that she comes to the podcast. But I am so excited. I'm so honored to have her. I said we're gonna get into it. We're gonna cover some things. You guys feel free to ask questions. Feel free to, you know what I'm saying, tap in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be an amazing time. It's gonna be an amazing night. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting on this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying right now to contain myself, because as y'all can see, I'm truly excited about this. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who I have watched time and time again go on stage and just literally blow the roof off the place, if there even was a roof on the place. You know what I'm saying? So, again, welcome everybody. Independent Scene Podcast, special edition. I am yours truly, Honcho J23, and we have Imani Pressley in the building. So, with that being said, let me get her in the building, and we gonna go for it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what it's all about. I am definitely excited. Home sound, what's good? So, as we're waiting for the one and only Imani Pressley coming in, for those of you that are new, that are gonna be tapping in, I hope. Imani!
How you doing?
What's going on? How are you?
I am good. I'm good. I have one dog on my leg, and then I don't know where my other dog is. So just in case y'all hear some dogs barking, like that's what's going on around here.
It's all good. Well, first of all, I am so honored to finally have you a part of the platform. It's definitely been a long time. And I definitely can't wait to get into this conversation. I know this is gonna be something truly amazing.
I hope so. I'm just playing. We got something. What's up?
Most definitely. All right. So first things first. So all people that don't know, please introduce yourself to people that don't know, that has to know, and then we're gonna jump right into it.
I got you. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Imani Pressley. I am from North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, to be exact. And I am a producer. I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I engineer. Jay knows all this. I engineer. I take pictures. I like cars. I'm just playing. But no, that's a little more. We're going to talk about that later. So, I mean, I am Grammy nominated. I did some things in the gospel industry that allowed me as a producer to be nominated for a Grammy when I was 19 years old. And so, what else about me? Yeah, I'm a live stream engineer, like a couple of things about me, which we'll talk about. But that's basically the main thing, like, you know, just an artist producer right here from North Carolina.
Most definitely. We appreciate that. So like I said, guys, tap in. It's about to be an extravaganza, as I like to call it. So, first things first. You know what I'm saying? I have had the pleasure of knowing you for quite some time now, and you've always been so kind, so humble to me. You know, we always speak to one another whenever we see each other. So my first thing I gotta ask is, you know, how did you get started in this business? How did you get started? Like, where did it all start for you?
Honestly, I started basically just getting to music when I was 9. I've been playing the drums and stuff since I was 6 years old, but like really having an intriguing thing about it when I was 9 years old. And I did it for fun then, you know, it wasn't professional, like it wasn't anything like that. So professionally, it was like when I was 18. When I was 18 professionally. That's when I started doing some things with not major, but kind of like, you know, a B artist, C artist, or whatever, doing that type of stuff. So around the age of 18, that's when I really, you know, started doing that stuff. So yeah.
Okay, so how has it been, you know, receiving so much love and support from the people that truly admire and really are inspired by what you're capable of, what you're able to do. Like, how does that make you feel?
I'm quite overwhelmed every time because it's a different person every time. So it's not like it's the same person that's come up to me like, oh my gosh, like, each show is somebody different. And I'm always honored and thankful that I have that impact and I have that ability to impact and, inspire somebody. I've had people come to me crying. I just had somebody come to the Pride show I did, coming up to me crying like, yo, that was what I needed. It's little things like that. It's just, that's the whole point of being an artist. Like, if I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing my job. That's kind of
Right.
what I feel.
Right.
So it's very special. It's very humbling because I never feel like I'm up here.
Okay.
I never feel like that. And I know people try to put me like, around here, like on a pedestal, like, oh my gosh, it's Imani Pressley. I appreciate that. But I just be like, y'all, like, I appreciate it. But still, like, I have ladders and stuff. I'm still continuing to climb. And I'm very humble through the entire experience. You know what I mean? I'm very thankful. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So let me ask you this because again, your stage presence is truly a phenomenon. You know, going, preparing for events and being able to go on stage and leave it all on stage. You know, what is it like to be able to look out into the crowd and see the people that are singing your songs, word for word. It's
Yeah.
like they're literally in it. Like, how does that like do for you when you're on that stage and you're giving that type of energy?
It makes me go 10 times harder. Because I know I'm pouring into them. So it's kind of like a cup, like pour into like
Mm-hmm.
they're pouring into me, I'm pouring into them. They're pouring, and it's a build up. You know what I mean? It's a build up experience. And so when I see that, I'm very like, yo, like, dang, this is dope. Like, because there's so many things happening on my mind because I play several instruments and I have 1,000 instruments on stage.
Right.
Like, it's kind of hard to be like, oh shoot, they're listening to my, like, they're really like singing my music. But sometimes you do have to stop and be like, in that moment, even though I don't physically stop, mentally
Mm-hmm.
I stop and I'm like, dang, like they're actually singing my songs. It's really dope. It's really dope. So.
Okay, okay. Now I want to talk about this catalog because you yourself have put out some stuff that people are just truly go crazy for. Me myself personally, like I said, you've dropped some amazing projects, and I want to talk about those projects because each project has truly been something different. It's been something fresh, been something
Yeah.
unique. How do you go into the mindset of knowing how to create that freshness, that new, that spark that ain't nobody heard before?
I kind of have that thing where I get inspired. Just by traveling. That's weird. People ask me that. They'd be like, "How do you get inspired?" Honestly, traveling inspires me. That's one of the things. And then just being around other musicians and other artists
Mm-hmm.
outside of my genre, like weird genres and stuff like that. Being able to have that inspiration from them is another
Okay.
thing that come up with whatever I create. And then like, and we'll talk about it, but like if you listen from POV, my first project, to
Mm-hmm.
introspection, to self, like
Mm-hmm.
it's literally an evolution of me growing up,
Mm-hmm.
honestly,
Right.
to
Right.
being a woman.
Okay.
And everybody's starting to see that. So it's literally like a build up of that. You hear the pop, you hear the R&B, then you hear straight R&B on this album. Like it's straight R&B, a little bit of trap. Um, but I'm inspired by a lot of things to come up with what I create for each album. It's really weird how I go about it. I know what you're
Okay.
saying, fresh start. It's really weird, but like introspection, I just had this urge to be like a musician friendly album. If you
Okay.
listen to that, it's a very musician friendly album. Like it's a lot of movements, like especially missing something. A lot of musicians be like, "Yo, missing something, missing something." So I intentionally did that on that project. But this one, I was inspired, but just being real. Like I just wanted to be very blunt with everybody on this album.
Okay. Okay. Now let me ask you this: who does your inspiration come from? Whether it be musically or locally, like where does that inspiration come from?
My main one is absolutely Prince, which he has
Okay.
nothing to do on this project, but but stage wise is definitely Prince. But if you think about it, he's just been all around. He's my
Mm-hmm.
ultimate inspiration. Prince is. He's an all around artist. And then like I'm always inspired by stuff that I've been studying and learning since I was a kid. That's like
Okay.
my close. But since I was a kid, like Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre, Queen, like I think of those things in the back of my mind as far as musically and production wise.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm such a producer first at heart. That's where I started doing everything. And
Okay.
so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Now, when it comes to producing, you know, and engineering, like what made you want to tap into those levels of music in that entity? Like what made you want to tap into that?
Producing was first. That's crazy.
Okay.
So I started producing when I was 9, and then I started. Well, I was singing before then, but I started singing. I was rapping. We're not going to talk about that after 9 years. So, and then the engineering came. So the producer in me has always been there. That's been the. Hey everybody! By the way, people who are joining.
What's
Hey,
going on, everybody?
The producer in me has always been first. So that's
Okay.
the foundation of everything. That's the foundation of my artistry is on top of that, and then writing, and then, you know, engineering.
Right.
But I had this urge, and I went to school to get my degree in audio engineering because I really wanted to understand sound. I really wanted to understand. Hey, Sam from Raxdale, what's up? What's up? Hey, I appreciate y'all joining. I really wanted to understand the sonics and the nuances of sound.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I went to school for engineering. And so I was like, yeah, I want to be able to engineer my stuff like the way it's supposed to be. Like I really want to understand the acoustics of why things are happening when I hear them.
Okay.
I'm a little geek on that side.
That part. Okay. So singer songwriter, you always mention, you know, the majority of your music, you know, you wrote yourself. Now, how long did it take you musically to musically get inclined to write each of these projects that you've written?
The course of time, average wise, would be like 6 months.
Okay.
Maybe 6 months. This specific album itself, I actually started this in January of this year.
Okay.
And I finished it around like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I actually finished this project I think around August, September.
Okay.
I think it was August. I think it was August because I had to, you know, publish it. But yeah, it was around August when I wrapped up everything. And it's literally the story of my life from January to now. Like if you listen to what I'm saying,
right,
exactly how I've been feeling this entire year, because this year's been very interesting for me. So, so an average about 6 months for both.
Okay. Now I gotta address the elephant in the room. You know, you came with a new look. You know, you was rocking the blue. You was rocking the blue. Then you went blonde. Like, what? Talk to us about that. What was the transition?
Okay, so you wanna know where this came from? Okay. So my mother, I wish mommy was on here, but I think she's with my dad. My dad, he just got back in town. So my mother out of nowhere called me and was like, I think I'm about to cut my hair. And I was like, you know what? That sounds really good right now because I'm tired of looking at, if y'all know me, I got gray hair that sometimes show. I was like, I'm tired of looking at this gray hair. I'm about to go ahead and dye my hair blonde and cut it too. And she was like, huh? She was like, okay, well, if you want to do that, then go ahead. You just, you know, everybody's going to be, everybody's going to, you know, miss the blue. And I was like, well, I haven't tried blonde in a long time. Now, here's the crazy part, Jay. I've always been blonde.
Wow.
I was blonde before I was blue. If anybody knows me, I had a blonde mohawk. Like I wish I could show y'all pictures. But I was blonde before I was blue. So I was always blonde.
Wow.
Blue came second.
So
this is home for me. This is actually home. But I've never had blonde long hair. So this is the added piece to all that other stuff. So it was really like a for fun thing. But for some reason, everybody likes it. So, hey, y'all know somebody said a signature look. Yeah, the blue is the signature look for my brand. But I'm just dabbling in some water. You know what I mean?
Okay, I feel that. So
you want me to go back blue, Jay? Is that why you saying that?
No, I mean I miss the blue too. I ain't gonna lie, I miss the blue too. But again, of course, the blonde does work. And like I said, now to know that you was initially blonde, that's a shocker because people that don't know you would have never known that. So that's
known. Yeah, I've been blonde. Yes, Sam. They know facts. Remember the days. Like yes, I've always been blonde before I was.
Wow. Okay. So real quick, I want to talk about introspection. Truly a dope project. One of my personal favorite projects created by you. I want to tell you about that project because when you put that project out, what was the message behind introspection? Not so much, I understand you talk about growing up and going through the years and things of that nature, but what was it mainly about introspection that you said, okay, you know what? This is what I want to give to the people. Like, this is what I want people to understand about me.
It was kind of to me, and I'm going back to that project because I'm so in my mind of self right now. But that's a good question. I think it was a statement album when I made that. And introspection is the examination basically of one's mind and inner thoughts and stuff like that, like having a deep self thought. And it was a statement. And if you pay attention, Jay, like honestly, pay attention to all my albums.
Mm-hmm.
All have a feel of self.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm about self-awareness. I'm very high on taking care of yourself, self-awareness, and owning yourself. And I think introspection, that's where I was with that. Like, tell me what is honestly the statement of that entire project. Everybody loves tell me what. Got a problem, tell me what, right?
Right, yeah.
So it's a statement. Like, it's literally an attitude type of statement album. And then, like, Blue. Example, blue, the color of blue. I was talking about my hair, but I was describing my personalities of who I am. Like, I'm not too dark. I'm not too black. I'm not too vibrant. I'm not too pink. Like, I'm literally, when you meet me, I'm this person. So it's like a self-analysis thing, describing who I am, showing my attitude, my statements, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, still real quick, still on that project, tell me what, what did you see? Two of my personal favorite.
Yeah, I remember you singing on stage. What did you see?
Yeah. Yeah.
I took that video.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, because honestly, I'm gonna being transparent. Like, those are those songs that truly get you in the zone, get you in the vibe. So I want to speak about that. Speaking on what did you see? What was the mindset behind what it is? Because because a lot of people truly enjoyed that song and love that song. I know I have it. I love it, and I repeat. It's in my repeated playlist. So it's like, what is it about? Has that song been a song for you that you're like, yo, like I know people are gonna rock with it?
Yeah, because like I think anybody would say that, male or female. Like it was literally dedicated to somebody. And basically what I'm saying is like, yo, what did you see in me that you love? Can you just say it?
Right.
So that I can make sure I give it to the next guy. Like it's
Right.
a reminder to myself, like, you're not gonna get it. Like whatever I gave you, I'm gonna make sure I emphasize that to the next guy. And I think that's the thing for any guy, like that's a girl. Where they're like, yo, like she was a hot mess. Like, okay, you lost a good one. That's really what it is. It's like you lost a good one. So that's pretty much what I was thinking about. Like that's the surface of it all. But yeah.
Okay. Now, instruments. You say you stated that you play several instruments. And and some people are so blown away by the level of instruments and talent that you have. How is it being able to transition from one instrument to the other? Maybe during an event or during a show. Like, 'cause I know you, because whenever I see you're always running, getting ready, and stuff, getting prepared. But how do you transition from one to the next? Like, how does that work for you?
It's so natural at this point. Honestly, it's so natural because I've been doing it for so long. I don't mentally think about, oh, I'm about to go play the guitar, like, or oh, I'm about to play the guitar. Like it's like when I grab that instrument, I turn into with that instrument. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it's part of me in that moment. And the guitar or whatever I was just playing is behind me.
Okay.
Like when I'm on that guitar, I have to own that guitar. When I grab that guitar, I have to own the guitar type of thing. So so yeah, me and Mira was on live the other day. She's talking about my drums.
Yeah,
I do play drums. That's my first instrument, which is funny.
Right.
She wants me to play on the show. Okay. So it's the same thing. Like if I'm on the drums now, I'm thinking of patterns. I'm thinking of beats. I'm thinking of staying locked with the track. Like I gotta be in sync. Like so. Things like that, you know what I mean? So it's natural at this point for me because I'm sitting right here kind of in my studio section anyways, and I have everything kind of around me except my bass and my guitar in my room. but like it's just so natural for me to go pick up something and start playing. Like, you know. So.
Okay. I feel that. I feel that. Now, when it comes to
Thank you,
beats,
Sam.
when it comes to beats, because you make, you know, some truly amazing beats, and you've made beats for some incredible and amazing people. You know, to be able to know that you're at a level where you're able to give the people beats like that and be able to give them something that their fans and their fan base can rock out to and get behind. You know, what does that say to you as an artist to know that you have that capability?
I am very, to me, it feels like a sense of being very tapped in to, I want to say maybe like understanding that artist. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. My mom is texting me right now, of course, while I'm live with you. Why did my mom, she does this all the time.
Mom,
Um,
come on in, Mom.
she's
We
like,
here.
is the live on? We might have to, like, I don't know how we can add her, not add her in the live, but, you know,
Yeah,
like,
I got you.
but it's kind of, it's easy and it's tricky. Somebody asked me that question too. They were like, I feel like it's harder to make music for myself, but easier to make music for other artists.
Okay.
And there you go. Hey, mama.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, mama. I feel like it's both. Like it's easier for me to make music for other artists because, especially doing the beats that I do now, I do exclusive beats. So I do custom beats for artists. So I'm able to kind of understand them. I'm actually working with somebody right now that they like want me to kind of listen and fill in what they're saying. So it's just being able to really tap into that artist's prior style,
Okay.
like listen to what they've already made, but like taking them to another level.
Okay.
So that's fun to me. But yeah, it's I guess I'm an artist, so I'm kind of relatable on what they're looking for, but making
Okay.
sure it's them at the same time. You know what I mean? And that's kind of tricky since I am an artist. It's
Right.
kind of tricky because I have to separate myself from, from
Right.
them or whatever. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I feel that. So, man, so much knowledge. I hope y'all are gems, man. This gems flowing. All right, so let me ask you about this Carolina Waves. You know, shouts out to the one and only
Here.
the GOAT, Mir I Am. What's that been like? You know, having not only having a relationship with Mir, but just being a part of such a family that is truly, you know, musically inclined, that is on the same level as you in a sense, and really, you know, putting out great music. What has that been like for you?
It's been a family bond, a true family bond. Like I didn't never go to Raleigh like
Hmm.
that as much as I've done now in the past 5 years. I've known Mir since 2017. So
Wow.
yeah, it's been a long time, and we have like our passion and love for each other has never shifted. So I love her and appreciate everything she's doing and has done for everybody.
Right.
Um, but yeah, like I didn't used to go to Raleigh, so when I started going to Raleigh and started meeting all these different people that do all these things, I was like, oh, there's other artists. Like I didn't know there's other dope local artists around here. You know, we can go
Right.
through, but you know who they are. So it's like
Right.
when I was able to find that, and then able to find that they um they act like they have that hospitality like I have, basically. Like, everybody's so nice and family bond. That's when
Right.
I was just like, dang, like this is a really dope vibe. And so yeah, like that's it's been really beautiful. It's been a dope family bond experience.
Okay.
I'm definitely thankful for Mir.
Most definitely. Now, you also had the pleasure of, you know, traveling, you know, places and traveling to different areas back and forth. You know, what is that like, you know, being able to travel, go here and there, you know, being called for a show or getting called to do an event? Like, you know, what is that pressure like for you to know that somebody thought about you enough to be like, okay, you know, I definitely got to have Imani on the card because, like, he's like top notch.
Yeah. I think one of my favorites I did something like that for was when I went to LA. I was able to perform at Unplugged LA. I don't know if you know of Unplugged
I
LA.
do.
And I don't know if you've heard of 1500 or Nothing. They
I have.
are a production camp. So
Okay.
Lance, which is him and a couple other people, they were in the building. And it was really dope to be able to have that kind of, that those type of people looking at me that have never seen me before
Right.
and to compliment me on what I was doing from North Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But no, but it doesn't feel like any pressure, if that makes
Okay.
sense, because I have trained myself and I continue to train myself. Thank you everybody for the comments. Thank you, mommy. I appreciate y'all. I have trained myself to be ready regardless. Shout out to my dad and my mother for always pushing me to, be on top of it every time, because I don't know when that next call, it could be tomorrow. Hey, I need you in Africa. Like, I
Right.
just got to be ready. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Right.
so yeah, that's what it's like for me. It's just I'm always ready, and when I do get to those places and I have a different audience in front of me, my mother knows this. It's like anytime I'm able to kind of go outside of here, it's just like it's like a fresh plate, like a fresh canvas. It's like, okay, now what am I about to paint?
Right.
So, and that's fun. That's very fun. And there's nothing with performing here. It's not like I don't do that here. But it's a good feeling, of course, to step outside of home and show people like what we're doing here in North Carolina.
Most definitely, most definitely. Now on to the one and only your mom and your dad, who I also have a pleasure of knowing. What's that been like, having both your mom and your dad behind you your whole life, supporting you, having that, like you said, giving you that motivation, giving you that push, giving you that incentive, like, go get it. Like, what has that been?
Priceless. Very, very priceless. I am very, very blessed to have parents to be by my side like that, because there are a lot of artists that beg for stuff like that want stuff like that, and it's so automatic for my parents to support me. It's just very priceless. I'm very thankful, and I love my parents. I love them so much. I just saw them today. We did like this beautiful group hug, because I just feel like I just need to give them the whole world for everything they do, because they deserve it, and they love me. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they love y'all is just like how they love me. If I want to say it like that, it's the same thing. When she says don't start talking about it, whatever. But they love hard, and they love the whole Carolina Waves family. They're like the mama and daddy of Carolina Waves.
Right.
But it's been a beautiful experience, and my parents don't just come, support. Like they see Juice, they see Three, like they support the whole vibe, like everything that everybody's doing. So it's really dope to have that. Sometimes it makes you really emotional seeing your parents out there, because then, especially, I just told my mom this at the last show, and she had her mask on, but I could see she was smiling, and that makes my heart super full when I can make my parents happy. Sorry.
Most definitely. Now, recently, you also were nominated again for, I think it was artist or either engineer of the year. I think it was for the Onyx Urban Awards.
Oh, it was the R&B pop, I think, something like that.
R&B pop. So there you go. So what was that? So talk us a little bit about that real quickly. Being able to receive such a nomination like that amongst so many other great, R&B pop artists and things of that nature.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm really glad that I think Lovely, she's responsible for that, just kind of putting together a program for Black independent artists here in North Carolina, and I think that was really cool that she was able to do that, because we don't have a lot of those platforms.
Right.
And you were also nominated, sir. So congrats on that. Look, don't be talking about me. I saw you up there. So look, I almost want to turn a question on you, like how that feel. Was that your first time?
I can honestly say it was different. Like I said, because again, I've never been on it before, so it was definitely a humbling experience to not only be a part of that, but then to, like you said, not to be able to have a platform like that was really great. So
yeah, I felt the same way. So really cool. There were some artists I had never heard of. I was just like, oh, dang, they okay, that's what's up. Like, so I guess people out here working, and that's what it's all about.
Most definitely. Now, another elephant I got to address in the room, aside from me being one of your number one supporters, one of your biggest fans, my mom is actually in here, and she's also a huge fan of yours.
Hey, Mom.
She absolutely loves you, loves what you got going on. She tells me all the time, yeah, that girl got Prince vibes. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's like I said, that's Imani. So when it comes to people that have that interaction with you, whether it be, kids, young adults, whomever, like you said, that come to you and just literally and it's just again mesmerized, if you will, by what you're doing, you know, and even down to other people's parents. Like, how does that feel to know that you have not only a fan base behind you, but you also have people who are much older, such as your parents, for example,
Yeah.
that are behind you?
Yeah, and shout out to Angel. I think she said, "Love you, Imani. Love you too." Thank y'all so much for joining. Um, it's impactful because not only am I able to connect with my age group,
Mm-hmm.
but being able to be universal like that
Mm-hmm.
is that's another level that you have to pat yourself on the back for and be like, dang, like that's cool. Like it just happened to me at my recent show. There was a lady that was 51 years old, didn't look like it, came
Wow.
up to me and literally said, yo, you killed my whole sweatshirt is soaking wet from dancing for you. I was like, yo, for real? She's like, I
Yeah.
ain't never danced like that in a
Yeah.
long time. She said, you got me out here acting like I'm young. And that is what I am here for.
Mm-hmm.
I am here to bring out your dance moves as an older person, even as a young person, of course. But to connect to that generation is
Mm-hmm.
very powerful. That's another wave because a lot of people right now that's doing music, they just want to release for us.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's why I respect certain artists like Bruno. I'm trying to go through her. She's
Mm-hmm.
another kind of relatable because she's a musician as well. Just other artists who have that universal sound that can gravitate to the young and the old. And
Okay.
that's kind of where I've always wanted to sit. Even with Self, Self, it's some stuff on there that's like some real R&B stuff like Tonight, you
Mm-hmm.
know, things like that I wanted to make sure I translate to the old heads, you know.
Okay. Okay. Most definitely. Now,
Yeah.
with that being said, let's get into the album. Your new project, Self, is out right now. Everybody go stream that right now on all platforms. Definitely a dope project. The one and only, we are talking about Imani Pressley in the building. Talk to us about Self, because Self has truly been doing its thing. It's truly been, you know, going through the
Thank
roof.
you.
People have been sharing, have been liking,
Yeah.
reposting. You know, I know
It's
it's gotta be.
great.
I know it's gotta be truly, like you said, overwhelming to receive all that love from this new project entitled Self. Like, what was that? What again? The message behind that? You know, what was the message behind Self?
Absolutely. And shout out to Jay. Shout out to Derek, everybody who's just joining. Jay Harris, what's up? What's up, Bob? What's up? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So Self, yes. The point behind Self is kind of like if anybody's joining, whatever. I talked about it at the top of this interview. That this year has been just an interesting year for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally been like a roller coaster, and if you listen to Self, that's kind of describing that. Like I literally take you from, you know what, this year is gonna be all about me. You know, I'm
Right.
saying
Right.
start off like that, and then I'm like, hold up, we go to Hello, and I'm like, hold up, like I'm hearing through the grapevine, people think I don't stop making music. Let me put out an album real quick. This is
Yeah.
literally what's going on.
Right. Right. Right.
And then it's Mind Reader, and I'm going through a situation with that. And then it's Tonight, and it's Pleasing Myself. Like it's, and then it's Sinking. And Sinking is put in the middle of the album, and it's not. It doesn't say interlude beside it for a reason, because
Okay.
it is interlude. But it's a song where I was dealing with some deep, like, sad thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say it like that. Because I don't like to use the D word, even know when I'm talking about D.
Right. I got you.
So just sad, just really dark thoughts. And I dealt with that. Like a lot of people probably didn't know, but I dealt with that. And shout out to my mom, by the way, because she was able to kind of listen to my words on that. She was like, I could feel that tone. Like, is that when you was going through some stuff? And I was like, yep.
Wow.
and like I said, it's short for a reason because I knew that wasn't going to last long.
Okay. Okay.
It's symbolic to why I didn't say interlude. I just put the song at 1:30. And I just said, you know, I'm sinking by the shore. I need somebody to hold my hand. Like, and then if you listen to the next song, it's I Love Myself.
Right. Which is
It's a
another
statement.
and that one I'm about to say that
Statement.
right there is also a favorite of mine. So
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. And it's a statement to back up sinking. Because right. In that moment when I was going through those things, I have to remind myself, you know what, through it all, I still love myself. Like it right. isn't everything I want it to be. It isn't peaches and cream. And if you listen to the first verse, the first words are, I'm going to spread my wings and fly. If you listen to Sinking, before that, it says my wings were broken. So it's very symbolic to say like, okay, even though at this moment I felt like I didn't have that ability to fly. I didn't have, I didn't have my wings. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
love myself. I have to manifest it. Like, I'm gonna spread my wings and fly, regardless. Like, I'm just gonna figure it out, and it's gonna work out. And through the whole process, I gotta love myself.
Right.
So that song is actually the whole definition of the entire project. I love myself. I love myself and selfish.
Okay.
Those two define the album because selfish starts at the top.
Okay.
And then 2 a.m. ends as a selfish song too.
Okay.
If you know what I mean. It is a selfish song as a woman. Like, it's just like, hey, come on. I need this right now.
Okay.
I don't care what you're doing, you gotta come over here right now.
Right.
So that's the journey of the whole entire project. And it's the whole statement of that, to answer your question, the whole statement is we gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta make sure we're good first. Because if we are good first, then our peers and all the people around us and everybody else, like, we gonna, you know what I'm saying? We'll be able to shed light into them if we're good. But how are we gonna do that when we're not good? We gotta take care of ourselves first and make sure we're good.
That part.
That's how it works.
That.
So, so yeah, it's just a motivational album, and I've had a lot of people, like you said, the response from people like calling me that have never called me before,
Wow.
sending me voice memos on like Instagram that have never did it before, like just like, yo, this is a classic, like, so
Right.
It's been really real. It's been a lot of love, and I appreciate everybody. I really do.
Most definitely.
And thank you too for sharing. I appreciate you.
Most definitely. You know I got you.
Oh, always. Jay, you're a trooper.
Thank you. So let me ask you this. So I want to kind of go back for a quick second because you're growing up, as a kid, coming into this music industry, coming into this world, period, and knowing that, sooner or later this was going to be your gift, your go-to. What was that like? From going from a kid, playing instruments, singing, rapping or whatever or what have you, to now being this, as I call it, this iconic superstar that everybody is just like, yo, like Imani is it, like she's the target, like she's it. Like what was that process like growing up from then to now?
Honestly, I didn't think I was going to be doing this. Let me
Okay.
say that. Because, and my mother knows, I was a basketball player before I was a musician.
Okay.
And an artist. I went to AAU. I was very strong on my basketball. Like, I was like, yo, I'm going to the WNBA. I don't care what nobody say. Like, that's my focus. And when I was in elementary school, I was so dope. And,
Right.
I ain't trying to. But anyways, I was good. We just say like, I ain't trying to brag, but I was good.
Right.
When I was younger, right? You know what I'm saying? I was good when I was younger. When I was in elementary school, listen to this. I was in elementary school, and there were college coaches there that were refereeing like the elementary, like basketball, whatever. And they literally came up to my mom and they were like, yo, we got to watch her because she's like the next female Michael Jordan.
Right.
I'm so serious. This is when I was in elementary school. So I took basketball to the fullest. And so by high school, when it was high school, like I was just like, something feels weird. And I just really want to just do music. So honestly, to answer your question, I knew I loved music because I was making beats when I was 9 years old. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, I didn't say I want to do music until I was in high school.
Right.
So that was like when I was a late teen, when I was like, what's that, 15, 16? Where I was like, I think I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like, basketball's fine, but I think I want to do this. And I didn't play my senior year. Everybody came up to me and was like, Imani, why are you not playing? Because I made varsity on my freshman year, and that's major to make varsity on your freshman year. And I was like starting in my sophomore year on the basketball team. So that's why I was saying, like, I was actually really good. Yeah, it was different for everybody at Racksdale, but like, I just knew where my gift was, and something was drawing me closer and closer to music, and I didn't know what it was, but thank God.
Most definitely. Thanks to him. I truly, and this is one of the great things that I love about you, because you're so transparent, and you're so open, about your life and musically and things of that nature. But I want to ask this, aside from the music aspect of your life, what are some of the things that you like to do in your spare time? I know you mentioned cars, but like, what are some of the things that Imani does in her spare time when she's not doing shows, when she's, when she actually got a chance to like sit down and like catch a break and just, breathe for a second? Okay.
This is trading. That's one thing.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
trading is one thing. That's right in front of me.
Okay.
And then so trading cars,
Okay.
eating. I
Eating.
love food. I love food. Food is amazing. Whoever came up with food is so smart. Anyways, um, drawing. A lot of people didn't know I can draw, and
Okay.
I do that in my spare time. But I like to read in my spare time, and I love to play with my babies, and which is my dogs. I have two dogs. I have a dachshund, a long-haired little wiener dog,
Okay.
and a bad Yorkie. Anybody who wants a dog, do not ever get a Yorkie. Don't get a Yorkie. Okay. But anyways, shout out to anybody who's joining. I appreciate y'all joining.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. So, what else? Yeah, reading is something else too. People probably don't think I do, but otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm a car girl. I'll go to a car meet in a hot second. Actually, now that I think about it, I think there's one this Friday. Sorry, I'm thinking about that right now. I'm like, wait, I think I'm supposed to go to one this weekend. So
okay.
But yeah, that's
okay.
me. And
so with that, so what would you say is your dream car? Do you have a dream car?
Nissan GTR.
Okay. And what is it about the Nissan GTR that makes it your dream car?
It just grabs your eye and you don't look at nothing else.
Okay. Okay.
And it's extremely fast. Plus that, I think it's like $150,000 to $200,000 car.
Okay.
Which is actually on the cheaper side in regards to supercars.
Okay.
Supercar. So yeah, it's a classic car and I love it. So who's that? Really Ray? What's up, Ray? What's up, Ray? Everybody.
So real quickly, what's been the best piece of advice that you've gotten in your life? Concerning not containing to this, but just as a whole. Like, what's been that advice that you've gotten that you've been able to give to other people that keeps you not only you motivated and going, but keeps others going?
That's a really good question. That's something I have to think about. I'm like, yeah, that's a good question I have to think about. And I'm trying to think, like, even stuff that I've heard and I'm thinking about my godfather, stuff like that he's taught me. God bless his soul. I miss that man so much. Miss him so much. Gosh, Lee, my mom has taught me so much. It's just so many things. I don't know if I can pinpoint one thing.
Right.
But there's a lot of insight, just wisdom-wise, that I've learned from my mother, that I've learned from my godmother, that I've learned from other peers who I want to be like, that, you know what I mean, are already doing big things with trading or doing big things with music. And I just take stuff from, and like you said, it could be outside of music, just something that they say. I've taken the bits and pieces of a lot of things. I can't necessarily pinpoint one thing, so I might have to come back to that one. Yeah, but whatever it has been has definitely made me the woman that I am today. It's definitely made me, and I do know that, God has definitely instilled, and I'm thankful for that. People would who think high-minded and who have a lot of wisdom, they have instilled that in me, and I'm very beyond thankful for that, because that's something you can't pay for, like
right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a lot of things. A lot of things I've learned. If I could pinpoint something, I'd definitely let you know.
Most definitely let me know about that one.
That's a good question.
All right, so my last two questions I want to throw at you is, you talk about doing gospel music, and having your hand in the gospel world, for people that are in the religion aspect, that you have done gospel-y things for, what has that been like for you?
It's been cool. I did it for about between maybe when I was 18 to 21.
Okay.
I I went to the Dove Awards. I remember I went to the Dove Awards, of course, and I met like Kurt Franklin and Meet the Browns. I met a lot of people backstage. From backstage, I met Lecrae. So it was a really cool experience. I mean, the gospel world is definitely different.
Okay.
Than the secular world, and you can take it how you want. And I can't talk too much, but like it's definitely different. I'm just saying like that. It's definitely different. I would want it to be. I wouldn't want to say that it's different. I would want to say that it's better.
Okay.
So if you can read between the lines.
I can.
I would want to say that it's better than being in the secular world, but it's just different, you know.
Right.
So, there's a lot of politics everywhere you go. It's a lot of politics with being a gospel artist, a lot of politics with being a secular artist, you know. There's just a lot of things that go on. Even nobody sees behind closed doors, you know.
Right.
So it was a different experience, but I'm very thankful to have my first nomination with, you know, through gospel, because that is a statement of myself. I've been born and raised in church, and that's all I love, and that's all I know.
Most definitely. Now, would you be open to doing?
No, I'm just playing. How's that going to you?
Yeah, would you be? Or would you? But would you seriously? Would you be open to doing a gospel album?
I would be open to helping somebody do a gospel album, which I've done.
Okay.
Tamaya J. There's a girl named Tamaya J. that I helped her do a project. I love doing that for people. As far as me, shout out to Chip. I know he's probably not on here, but shout out to Chip. Like, someone I know, he's a manager, and he's always been telling me every now and then, he's like, when you gonna put out a gospel album? I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
It just like doesn't ring for me. But like,
yeah.
I have songs like on POV. I think it's Bigger Than Me. That's like one of my other songs. Bigger Than Me, and what's the one on Introspection? I'm going through the names of Introspection. There's at least one song, not this album, but the past two albums, there has been at least one song that you can flip, and I do it intentionally, that you can flip and make it into a gospel song. Okay. So like Bigger Than Me is an example. It's got a gospel feel to it.
Okay.
So I wouldn't necessarily say I want to be a gospel artist or I would ever do it, but I do dabble in that, kind of like what Justin Bieber did when he did kind of like a gospel project. But it was kind of, you could kind of flip it, but it was still like Christian, like type music. So, but he wasn't a Christian artist. You see what I'm saying? He's still a secular artist. So that's kind of how I would go about it. So.
Okay. Well, listen, I definitely, you know, I hope you guys have been enjoying this conversation. You know, again, if you're now just tuning in, we're talking with the one and only Imani Pressley. We've covered so much already, so you guys can go back and watch it. But my final question to you is, aside from above everything else, with everything that you've done, with everything that you've put out, with the lives that you touch, with the people that you've impacted, with the people that you've changed, what is it about Imani Pressley that you want the world to always know and remember about you?
Good question. That, and I say this all the time, that there is no limitation to your title. And what I mean by that is there's no limitation to you being a female in this industry. There's no limitation to you being a Black female in this industry. There's no limitation to you being a Black female producer. Like, I can keep going, but like, it's the whole statement, and why I do what I do is to absolutely inspire young ladies. Okay. That's why I do. That's the foundation of why I do what I do, because I want to impact the world, right? But I am a producer, artist, engineer, you know, musician, all those things. And so if there are other women out there that are doing the same things or one of those things, I want to be that voice to say, do it. Like, I did it. Anybody can do it. Don't let nobody put a stamp on you being you. And that's really what it is. I just want people to know that I'm not afraid for me to be me. And all my gifts, if they all come out together on one project like they just did with Self, then that's what you're gonna get. And and yeah, like, I want to make sure that I'm always inspiring you, like inspiring somebody with my messages.
Mm-hmm.
If I can impact you, like just like somebody wrote me the other day with "Love Yourself," and they said they really needed to hear that. It's just stuff like that. I want people to remember me as that artist that just kept it real and was just like, I'm not here to talk about, all that other stuff here on the radio. Like I definitely want to come across as that different type of artist, not only bringing the real music vibes, but definitely speaking about something, because there's a lot of stuff, and we need to talk with substance. We need to talk with a message, and that's the type of artist I want to make sure I always am.
Most definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have truly, again, as I said, I've enjoyed this conversation. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this conversation. I want to personally say thank you, Imani, for tapping in. Oh, so cute.
She's so bad. She look crazy.
I want to personally, most definitely, I want to personally thank you for just not only being so humble, humbling, but always being not only a friend to me, but a sister to me as well, because you always are truly a jewel. And I definitely can't wait to see what's next for you. I know it's going to be dope. I know it's going to be spectacular.
Same for you.
So I ended with this. What's next for Imani Pressley?
Same for you. Oh, so Mir asked me the same question, and I can't say.
Okay. Okay.
But just stay tuned. This something that I'm doing next is going to be completely different.
Okay.
And, like completely different. It's going to be music.
Okay.
Right? It's going to be music. I'm still going to release something. But y'all going to be like, what? She doing that? Oh,
yeah.
I got to listen to this. What the world? So it's that type. It's going to be that type of vibe. So just stay tuned.
Okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only, I'm your host, Hunter J. 23 of Independent Scene Podcast.
Thank you, Jay.
Special thanks to my special, lovely guest, Imani Pressley, my sister, my best friend right here. I have enjoyed this conversation. I hope that you guys learned a lot. And you guys can go back and watch this interview once this interview is over. It will be on YouTube. You can go and check it out on YouTube. Please feel free to follow her, follow myself, and we definitely can't wait to tap in with y'all guys next time on another edition of Independent Scene Podcast. But until then, we love you guys. We thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time on another edition of Independent Scene Podcast. We out, y'all.
Yeah. See ya. Thank you.
Thank you. Love ya.